My name is Luke Clement with Right Media Sports, and I'm speaking with Cody Thiessen, head baseball coach at Calumet. Alrighty, so you guys beat Fort Cobb 7-3 in the championship game. How did you think your team played?
Um, we played about as good as we could. Um, we came out and it was pretty close, pretty tight right there at the first. They got some guys on early in the game, and then their left fielder made a couple of really good plays. And then we had in the third inning, we got a couple of guys on, and then there was a hit by pitch that we all knew that it didn't hit him, but the home plate umpire thought that it did, and they got together and they got the call correct and brought the kid back. As Brendan Voss Jr. that I have that has missed the last two seasons because of injuries. Last spring and this fall, we didn't have him either one, and he's a really good player. And he took the first pitch and hit it over the left field wall for a 3-run home run, and that kind of got us going, kind of sparked us. They come back in that inning and scored another 2 runs. Really clutch hit by the freshman. They had the coach's son, Drew Bellamy. He was battled off about a 12 pitch at bat, and then finally got a base hit over the shortstop's head to score 2 more. And then I think in the sixth, they had an error at second base that loaded the bases and brought Caleb up, who's my son. He's a senior. He's committed to Texas Tech, and he hit a line drive over the left fielder's head, scored 3, and then we got a base hit. The next guy scored another one, scored Caleb on that one, so put us up 7-3. And then my senior, Kingston Arnold, who was pitching, he just battled the whole way, just kept making pitches, And I knew he was getting tired about the fifth inning. But he wanted to go. He wanted to keep going. And I sent him out there in the sixth. But after the first couple of batters, I could tell he was just done. And so I brought his little brother in, who's a sophomore, who's going to be an outstanding pitcher. He came in and closed it out for us and gave us the victory. And so it was one of those games where once we got that spark, I kind of felt like we had it. We've just been playing really good down the stretch. Won, I think, maybe 14, 15 games in a row, and just kind of sealed the season that we wanted to have.
You mentioned it being historic. There had to be some extra motivation for the guys, especially the seniors, after winning the title in the fall and then winning the basketball title.
Yeah, that Triple Crown being in effect, that's rare uh, company that you're in, and these guys have put in so much work. I mean, they 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 play together, they go out together, they hang out together, they get along so well. Nobody ever is having a crossword, um, and so for them to have that goal in mind and be able to accomplish that, especially for these seniors. I've got 3 seniors on this baseball team. 2 of them played basketball, and Caleb and Kingston have played in 4 state championships in their 4 years of high school. They've played in 9 straight baseball state championships. And so they don't really know what it's like to not play in a state championship game. And for them, and for all the struggles that we had, the first 2 years we lost basketball, and then we lost 4 in a row to Fort Cobb in baseball. And for those guys to persevere and to keep getting better and be leaders to bring these other young guys along, it was pretty special.
What are some of the differences of the spring and the fall tournament? And would you say one of the two are harder to make a run in?
I would say for small school, for Class B, Um, it's about the same. The teams are about the same. There's not much difference. They split those upper classes with Class A and 2A. But for B, it's about the same as far as the competition. There was a few teams that made it in the spring that didn't make it in the fall. Um, and so, but for us, I would say that the the spring, I think we just had more confidence in the spring. Going into the fall, we'd gotten beaten 4 straight times by Fort Cobb, and in that game we got down 3-0, and we like showed some grit and came back and battled back and won that game. And then going into basketball, we were just flying pretty high there. We kind of knew that Rattan was going to be tough because they had dropped from Class A down into B1 with them splitting those classes. Um, but getting Brennan back, we didn't have him back to basketball until January when he came back from getting hurt in August. Having him back for the spring really kind of set us to a different dimension offensively. He's not back yet throwing on the mound, but I've got several guys that can step up on the mound and really compete for us, and we were just pretty deep. I lose these three seniors, but I got a lot of young guys that I say young guys. I got some juniors that are chomping at the bit that are going to get to play a lot of seniors, and so those guys are going to be ready.
You have six straight matchups now with Fort Cobb in the state game. What's that been like? What's that rivalry been like?
It's definitely a rivalry. Um, it's a little different, I think, for the fans than it is for me personally. Uh, Coach Bellamy at Fort Cobb is one of my good friends in the coaching community. You have guys that you respect and that you bounce ideas off of, and he's one of those guys. And so yesterday, winning it, that feeling is unbelievable. But I also know that he's got a son that's a freshman, and that I've been on that side of it too, and he has too. I mean, they've been such a rich tradition for so long that you get in that game, you have the emotions of winning it, and you have the emotions of losing it too. Um, so, I mean, it's just one of those deals where it seems like it's just every year it's been us. We the last three seasons now, six straight times we've met each other, and so it's just been really there's a huge respect for me and him. Now, maybe not the fans. The fans may how fans are. They may not have that same um, but I care deeply for him, and he's a really good dude, and our boys respect those boys. There's a respect that comes along when you've been at the top for so long. That comes along with knowing what it takes to get there, and I think our boys and their boys know that when you've been elite like both teams have been, there's something special about those groups of boys.
You've mentioned your son Caleb a couple times. What's it like sharing this experience with him?
It's pretty special. Um, he's my middle son. My older son Kyler is at Cali County now, and he graduated last year. And he had been in all those state championships in baseball and never quite could get it done. And with Caleb, I kind of felt like the last couple of years maybe he took a back seat to what Eli Willits had been doing. They're the same age. Eli, of course, graduated a year earlier once he skipped a grade and reclassified. Um, but Caleb's a really good player. Um, I told someone the other day that I don't know that I'll coach a better one in my career than coaching him. And probably I didn't tell him enough that, being he's my son and I've been so hard on him sometimes, but he really has put the work in, and he could be my best shortstop. He could be my best catcher. He just has to play center. He's just played center field for us because I've got other guys playing those positions, and so it's pretty special. Him and his brother. I got a sophomore son too that has played for me too, and so just that group of boys and having those guys go down the stretch with us, it's been pretty neat.
I got to do some running around in Calumet when I was growing up, so I know firsthand that the support is second to none. What's that been like this year?
That's awesome. Um, you know, when I got here, it's a basketball town. And Coach Tignan, that was the baseball coach before I got here, he had set the standard and kind of got them going in the right direction. And then when I took over, I kind of knew what I had. I kind of knew that there was this group of kids for the last 4 or 5 years that had been taught by a couple of dads that really kind of took them early on, and when they were younger in little league, and really kind of got them going. And I come in and kind of mold them how I thought my culture and how I want my culture to be, and they really taken hold of that. Yesterday I had 7 guys that had graduated the previous years, starting with the very first class that were in the dugout with us. Because I tell them guys, hey, when you come back, I want you in the dugout. You come to that state tournament game, I want you in the dugout because I want them to feel that feeling that they had when they were in high school, and because they started this deal, and so the community shows up, they support you. We've had multiple ring fundraisers that we're going to fix to have another one. And that sets us up to take care of our kids. Take care of the rings, but also take care of the kids whenever we need to travel or we need something that needs to be done. We can take care of them for that. And so, if you're going to have a program that you want to be at the top and be elite, you need that support, and we definitely have that here.
You were also recently named the Western Oklahoma Baseball Coach of the Year, and will coach that game. What do you enjoy about getting to do that?
Um, that's an award that um, I have a lot of respect for because that's voted on by your peers. That's voted on by the other coaches. And so I was honored to get that. Um, I have helped in the last couple of years with the game, and I think I'll do that again this year. I think Coach Garza from Fletcher is actually going to be the head coach, and I'm going to be his assistant in that game. Um, but I like doing those all-star games because those kids they deserve to be there, and it's their most of them it's their last game they're going to get to play in high school, and getting to put them in there and having them meet each other and getting to be on the same team with each other, for so long they're rivals. And even this year it's a little different because my boys are going to be on the south side. The last couple of years we've been north side all stars. Well, this year we're going to be the south side all stars, so we're going to be on the same team as a couple of kids from Fort Cobb. And so that's always a good experience because I go back to when I was in high school and got to play in that game and got to meet some guys that you competed against. You didn't think you liked them. Then when you get to college, like I had several guys, and I got to college that I was rivals against in high school with them for 2 years in college. They were my teammates, and some of my best friends now are those still same guys, so it's a pretty cool experience.
What else do Calumet baseball fans need to know, Coach? Anything that I missed?
No, not really. Just looking forward to working this hard this summer. This summer's going to be a little different for us. We're not going to really play in June. We're going to work out and do weights. We're going to start school early in next year. Our school starts August 5th, so we're going to basically take the end of July and get ready for the fall in July. Kind of a little different than we normally do. So they'll get to play a little basketball in June and go to some camps, and then we'll hit the weights hard all summer long and get ready in July. So we'll be right back in the mix of it again, I'm sure.
One more thing, Coach. I noticed you talking about the basketball team and the basketball season. It sounds like everybody is super involved across all the Calumet athletics.
Yeah, I think I had 4 guys in the off season that didn't play basketball, and that's not going to change. I mean, I think this next year I'll have probably 2 or 3 that don't play basketball, and the rest of them do. And there's a couple of guys that just play basketball that don't play baseball, but for the most part, our best baseball players are our best basketball players. I mean, they're just straight up athletes, and we don't have a lot of size. Like Caleb's 5'9", and he played post. He played out of position all 4 years he played here. Because he's strong and athletic, he played the post most of the time. So we just kind of grind and put a lot of pressure. And so because we have so many athletes that we're able to go real deep in basketball, we'll run 8 guys out there against the other team. And by the third quarter, you look up and we're up 20 points. And a lot of times at our level, the other team only has 5, maybe 6 players, where we got 7, 8 guys, and it's just a grind. We just grind you down. And so that's a compliment to our kids and our weight room. We're lucky we get to lift an hour every day throughout the day. Every class lifts. Coach Nichols does a good job of making sure these guys are strong, and they sure you can definitely tell. You can tell that we're stronger than a lot of teams, but you can also tell which ones work out and which ones are don't work as hard. So, but it makes us better athletes for sure.
Once again, my name is Luke Clement with Right Media Sports, and I have been speaking with Cody Thiessen, head baseball coach at Calumet.